Hello, hello, hello. And it is day 40 already. Can you believe it? Day 40 of 365 consecutive days of either live streams or videos. So yesterday I went live. The day before I had to put a video in. And apologies because I wanted to do these at 10 a.m., 2 p.m. or 10 p.m. But today I thought I would go live now and say hello because it's the weekend. What am I up to? I am doing lots of different things. So, first thing is, I'm on day 2 of a 3-day event. I should have been there live, but have ended up attending online. So, I thought I would come to you from my kitchen just to say hello and to find out what you're doing with the weekend. Because one of the things that I started doing in 2020, now you've got to think about this, this was 10 years after I started my business. In 2020, I decided that was it, no more weekend working. Didn't mind attending the odd event or hosting the odd event and doing the odd weekend. But as a rule of thumb, I was going to close my diary off for any weekend events, close my diary off for any weekend calls or client calls or customer calls. So anyone that works with me knows this. I let them know in advance before they even signed a contract. I let them know this. And what I found it did was something so positive. And even though I said, yes, I decided to, and that's what I did then, that's because it's in the past tense. And so 4 years or nearly 4 years later, 3 years and 9 months later, I kept my word, I kept my promise to myself, and I still do it. Now, why am I sharing this with you? What has this got to do with visibility, and why does it even matter? It depends on your business, number one. It's okay for me to say, yes, I can, I can do this, but that might not suit every business. So, thing number one is check in with yourself to make sure it works for who your audience are, what your business is about, and how you display what you do, your value that you add. Okay. Don't be put in a position where you feel guilted because somebody does a thing or somebody doesn't. I'm sharing this with you because people ask, oh, when do you work? What's it like? Why did you do this, Jenny? Why did you stop this thing? Why do you start this thing? Why do you believe in this thing? So this is simply a share with you. So that's why it matters. So the second thing is, the other reason I share this with you is because I know in the entrepreneurial space and in the online space, you can see a track of success for certain people doing certain things and feel like, well, that has got to be the track that I follow. Now, I believe that we all have different frameworks we can follow. I have got plenty examples of this in my business and personal life of people who almost like chart their own groove. They find their own groove, they carve their own way, and it works perfectly well for them too. So just because it works for somebody else doesn't necessarily mean it will work for you. And just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you have to do it too. And in the same vein, there's normally some like foundational principles, which is some of what we're learning this weekend. There's always some foundational principles that if you build your business house or your personal life house or your development house on these solid rocks, then you get to build whatever goes from the foundations upwards too. It's totally okay. So other reasons to share this little tip that is that this is how I'm choosing to spend my weekend. Now, one of the things that's really important to me is how I show up for you, how I help with you, whether you work for someone else's business or your own business, whether you work corporately, privately, or anything else like that. So for me, it's always important to keep filling my cup. Now, because I'm learning something and because you're learning something doesn't mean that you are weaker than somebody else, better than somebody else, or anything in between. It just means that this is something that you find important and place your importance on. It's actually part of our values, which goes a bit deeper. So for me, I always use the analogy, well, pre-pandemic, I use the analogy a lot that if my work was to be like a virus that spreads, I want to make sure that it's clean on the inside. You can see why I stopped using that analogy very quickly in 2020. But one of the ways that I can keep myself clean in the information that I share and spread with you is that I continually look at my own mindset, my beliefs, and keep them clean so that you don't pick up sort of nasty or dirty habits along the way. So that's it for today. I'm really pleased that I got to come live from you, even though I can hear, I think the music's just stopped, so they're calling everybody back. But I'm really pleased I got to come to you live today, because this is day 40, and in some parts of the world and in some ways of life and maps of the world, 40 days and 40 nights is a very important path to choose and to tread. So thank you for coming along this journey with me. Thank you for your comments. And remember that you can catch this wherever you prefer. YouTube, just look for @Jenny Kovacs and you'll find me. LinkedIn, if you look for Jenny Kovacs, you'll see me as Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen. And if you look on Facebook, I have a Facebook business page. Now, I have to say that since I've been asking you to have a look at wherever you would like to, I have had a lot of you reach out and try to connect with me personally on my Facebook page. I decided at the end of last year that I'm just going to connect with people I'm already connected with and people that I actually have met or know. So don't be offended, but do look for @Visibility Vibe without the S, and you'll see Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen. Connect with me there. I do actually share a good spread of juicy private stuff, great and educational, I guess, personal development stuff, professional development stuff, visibility stuff, motivational stuff there. So you're not missing out on anything. It's just that I am keeping my private life a little bit more private than I used to. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for commenting, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodness knows what time. Bye for now.